Have you ever had the clear recognition that you knew exactly what you needed to do? You knew exactly what the next steps were in your life. But then what happened? Did you lose track? Did you lose clarity? Did you lose sight? And maybe in some cases you actually acted on it. You didn't hesitate. But I have found in my life that a lot of the times when I almost like a revelation, like, okay, I just gotta do this. I just gotta stay true. What's the big deal? Let me just do this. But then, because I'm not fully staying true, because I'm just a few degrees off my North Star, which in IMX we call your X. It is your true goal, your true intent, your true desire. But even a few degrees off that true north will result in a totally different course. And I've noticed that, and it can be so extremely annoying that when you have like such a clear moment where you know, okay, this is it, at least for me, at least the next level. But then somehow, some way, like the ego or like your shadow self creeps in and just slightly distracts you. And in the beginning, it's just a few percentage or like a few millimeters. But this really makes all the difference. This is where the entropy uh, enters. And the entropy is just the gradual loss of energy within a system. So it's like gently descending into chaos, into disorder. And especially within your alignment, it is really important to be true and to be, in a sense, be vigilant that you're not getting distracted because the mind is just like, oh yeah, it's just a little bit this. Oh yeah, it's just a little bit here. But overall, it's even, and this might be a quite extreme example, but even with cancer cells, they start like small. It's just a few cancer cells and it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it can spread. So we want to be pristine and clear and true in our alignment so that any of these energies that are not fully in alignment with our journey, with our trajectory, cannot fester. We want to be true. We want to be straight like an arrow. We do not want to make any concessions when it comes to our true directive, when it comes to being true to ourselves. So in this video, I will just shine some light on how we can combat this entropy, this, in a sense, this loss of discipline or this loss of alignment, and how to make sure that you prevent that from happening so that not a few years go by and you still haven't really acted on that which you know is just the next level for you. It's so easy to lose a few years and then you look back and you're like, well, I already had the answer back then. I just didn't act on it. And I went kind of on this detour, which in hindsight maybe was necessary and maybe it was not. So let us just make sure that we do our best to stay in alignment. That is what we can do. That is what we have control over. Listen to my video from yesterday about you always have a choice. You always have the free will to decide where you want to place your attention. And if we place our attention on those energies that are scattered, that are like sort of slowing down, that are like retarding us into a lower vibration, then that is what we'll invest in. That's what we'll create more of, and that will create more momentum. And then we lose the precious momentum to be totally streamlined, like an arrow flying through the universe, just manifesting anything that we want. So it's important that you take care of your own alignment, that you, in that sense, keep your house clean and pristine. So one other angle I want to bring in on this topic is to notice like those subtle deviations of your true path and maybe even journal them. At the end of the day, usually this is what my experience was. I start off the day super high. I take my time, at least like 1 hour before I even open my phone, and I just make sure I'm locked in. But then gradually over the day, sometimes I lose my focus or I get like a little bit distracted on my phone, which used to happen a lot. But now that I've been aware of it, it's much more easier to notice when that suggestion comes up. Like, hey, just check your phone or just go random on YouTube or just randomly check your email, even though you did it like whatever already this morning. The mind will come up with the craziest things. So just notice those and do not judge yourself, but at the same time, also don't indulge in it. Notice when those subtle suggestions come and that make you deviate from your true north. And just honestly look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and be like, okay, did I really do my best to stay true? Did I really honor my truth? What I feel, what I know in my heart is the next step. And you know this. You know what the next step is in your journey. Everyone always knows this. They might not know the complete picture, but if they take a moment, they can get clear on, okay, what is that next step? And usually we don't take that next step because we are afraid. And we don't want to look at those fears, so we rather distract ourselves. But if we look at what this costs us, then I don't think we would do it because it costs us years of our life. It's like wasting your potential, unnecessary detours. Or actually you could lock in, focus on what you actually came here to express, to be, to learn, to grow into. And so trust that you know your next step and just acknowledge maybe, okay, I know my next step, but I'm a little bit afraid. Then check my video, my second to last video about facing your fears. Or rewatch it if you've already watched it to really get this, that whatever fear you have, if you learn to look it directly in the eye, it will disappear. And you might need some help from others. You can book a free one-on-one with me. But you can see through this fear, and through these fears you will see. Do not let these fears hold you back because they're not even your fears. You just picked them up from society and started identifying with them. But your true spirit, the true self, is absolutely fearless. And that is the bar that we want to set for ourselves, to become truly, absolutely fearless. So, you know what your next step is. Maybe there's some fears, but you know what your next step is. Now, do not allow this slow descent into chaos and distortion and distraction. So distraction is such a beautiful word. You're like on path, you're on track, you're the law of attraction in action, you're attracting all the things you want, but then you get distracted and you go off this track. And that is not what we want. Don't you want the truest, most direct path for you? And from a linear perspective, it might not look straight, but from a non-linear perspective, it's actually straight. If you just, okay, now I know I gotta do this, and now I gotta know this, and now I know I gotta do this. And maybe they don't seem aligned, but from a higher self perspective, it's like, oh wow, that is the straightest line. So trust what you know is your next step and just take the next step. Just muster the courage to take the next step and to take the next step and to take the next step. And by doing that, by keep doing that, you won't lose precious momentum and you will increase your momentum towards your true IMX trajectory, to manifesting the highest timeline, your truest dreams, and actually bringing that forward in an instant. Because as soon as you align with who you truly are and what you know you have to do, you're setting that in motion. You're actually allowing that to come into your reality. But as long as you're polluted, as long as you're distracting yourself, as long as you do not keep, in a sense, your house clean, your being streamlined, aligned to what really matters, then it's really easy to get lost. So this is what I want to encourage you with, is to not get distracted, to eliminate any unnecessary fluff in your life that doesn't align with that frequency, with that state of alignment, of being true to your IMX nature, and learn to discern what actually aligns and what is more like an indulgence, something that is not really necessary. Maybe checking your phone or scrolling on Instagram or scrolling too long on YouTube or whatever, even watching my videos for too long, which might be helpful, but this is up to your discernment to see what actually aligns, what actually clicks in, what actually harmonizes with that inner instrument, those inner tones of alignment, of truth. of being you. So that's it in summary. Do not allow yourself to get distracted. And if it happens, okay, it's fine. Forgive it. But be aware so that you do not lose precious momentum, and that what you maybe could have done within a few weeks or even within a few days, you postpone and it turns into a few years. Just act on what you know is the next step. And just stay true. Just be aware of what distracts you from this. And just eliminate as much unnecessary fluff from your life. And you will see that actually by doing that, just unloading all the extra baggage, you will actually propel into your dream life. It's not so much about becoming something within this spiritual journey or within life. It's more about just shedding these layers of everything that you're not, just throwing that away, discarding that, sacrificing that, putting that into a fire, burning it. And then you will just become lighter and freer, and you will naturally accelerate without having to try to become something and all of these things. You already are IMX. You already are your soul's intent. It's already resting at the heart of your being. Just remove all of these covers, all of these distractions, all of these pollutants. And you will notice that you will become transparent to who you actually always have already been. But you're just keeping it clean now. It's just clear. So keep it clear, keep it true, and just notice the subtle distortions that try and lure you in. Note those down and don't indulge in that. So you can really pristinely stay true and nothing can touch you. You're just flying through life, and sure, you will still have challenges, but your basic experience is that you're flowing streamlined, effortlessly through life, and all that you need is coming to you, and you're acting on what you know you need to act on, and you're just taking the steps, and you're just ticking all the boxes. You just know you're doing everything that you could do, and then there's no fear, there's no doubt, because you know you gave it your all. You put in that sense, all the work. So trust that. Stay true. Drop down any questions you have or shares in the comments down below. And I will see you in the next video, my friend. Stay true, stay aligned to that North Star, to that X, and don't flinch, don't doubt. Trust yourself and stay true.